of Unit 4 UGC-NET GRF Forensic Science. In this part, we will discuss about insecticides and pesticides. Before starting about insecticides and pesticides, first we will discuss what toxicology is. So, toxicology is the study of poison or toxins. The toxic agents can be drugs, heavy metals, solvents, radiations, pesticides, plant and animal toxins, etc. According to Paracelsus, all substances are poisons. There is none which is not. The right dose differentiates a poison and a remedy. So everything which is taken in overdose is harmful for our body. Exposure can be via various routes. So the following routes are ingesting toxins orally, injecting toxins into the bloodstream, inhaling them through lungs, and absorption through skin. Toxicity is the degree to which a substance is poisonous, and it depends on various factors such as duration of exposure, nature of exposure, dose, interaction of that chemical with other substances present in the body, and the nature of the toxin. The dose response relationship. So there are mainly three types of doses: effective dose, toxic dose, and lethal dose. So ED50, effective dose 50, is where 50% population therapeutically responds. TD50 or toxic dose 50, where 50% population experience toxicity or toxic symptoms, but they are not dead, they are alive, they are just experiencing toxic symptoms. LD50, in which 50% of the population dies. As you can see here, the overdose of a substance can lead an effective dose to turn into the toxic and then to the lethal dose. Classification of poisons. Poisons are classified into three broad categories, which are noxious gases, volatile and non-volatile poisons. Volatile poisons are further divided into inorganic and organic, and non-volatile are further divided into the same inorganic and organic. The inorganic non-volatiles are cations and anions, whereas the organic non-volatile are neutral, acidic, or basic in nature. The examples of various categories of poison is given in this table. Example of noxious gases are carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, sulfur dioxide, etc. Volatile inorganic contains cyanide, phosphine, arsine, phosgene, etc. Volatile organic are methanol, ethanol, formaldehyde, acetaldehyde, and so on. Non-volatile inorganic cations can be mercury, arsenic, barium, thallium, lead, etc. Anions are halides, selenide, dichromate, chlorate. Non-volatile organic neutral non-volatile organics are pesticides. Acidic and basic are drugs. The acidic can be barbiturates, sulfa and phenolic compounds, salicylates, etc. The basic ones are benzodiazepines, alkaloids, etc. Plant poisons are the Datura, aconite, oleander, Nux vomica, Abrus precatorius. Miscellaneous is further divided into four categories: mechanical, which involves glass powder, diamond dust, chopped hair, and so on. Next category is mycotoxins or the food poisons. Another category is animal or insect poisons. And lastly, water soluble compounds. Color of blood and possible poisoning case. So if cherry red blood is there, carbon monoxide poisoning can be present. Reddish purple is the usual post-mortem blood color. Bright red can be due to cyanide poisoning, and chocolate brown can be because of potassium chlorate. Color of viscera or soft organs and possible poisoning causes. So if black viscera is there, the cause of death can be opiates. Bluish green viscera because of hydrogen sulfide. Bright red in the case of hydrocyanic acid. Chocolate brown can be due to acetanilide, nitrides, aniline, nitrobenzene, chlorates. Dark brownish yellow can be because of phosphorus or copper, and deep blue because of carbon dioxide. Poison and odor. Garlicky smell may be due to phosphorus, arsenic, selenium, thallium, parathion, malathion, and alphos poisoning. Fishy odor in case of zinc phosphide poisoning, and carbolic acid or phenol produces phenolic odor, and it can cause greenish coloration of urine that sometimes changes into black due to the oxidation of phenol to hydroquinone and pyrocatechol. Carboluria means the presence of carbolic acid in the urine. Some important facts about poisons. So 1000 ppm of monoxide in air is fatal on an overnight exposure. The vomited blood is acidic in nature because of the presence of HCl. Rectified spirit cannot be used for preserving viscera in acetic acid, organophosphorus and phenol poisoning. No preservative is needed in case of carbon monoxide poisoning, as it is stable in blood for up to 2 years. Free sulfuric acid is rarely found in stomach contents in acidic poisoning cases because the free acid may be vomited out, it may be neutralized by alkalis, or it may combine chemically with the tissues with which it comes in contact. Cyanide inhibits the activity of cytochrome C oxidase. It is a protoplasmic cytotoxic poison as it binds to the ferric ions and inhibit the ferric heme moiety form of mitochondrial cytochrome oxidase. It also inhibits the activity of carbonic anhydrase and other enzyme system of cellular respiration. Hydrocyanic acid is tested by Prussian blue test. In fatal cyanide poisoning cases, the highest cyanide level is found in the spleen cells because of the strong binding affinity of cyanide with red cells. As due to its nature, it has affinity towards the ferric ions of hemoglobin. Pesticides, as the name suggests, these are the chemicals that used for killing pests. So types of pesticides are insecticides, fungicides and herbicides. Type of poisoning based on exposure, it can be homicidal, it can be suicidal or accidental. Classification of poison on the basis of dosage: acute poisoning, high dose over a short period of time. In chronic poisoning, lower dose of poison is taken over long period of time. Slow poison acts is given in the case of chronic poisoning. Cumulative poisoning, poison accumulation inside the body. Classification of pesticides. Pesticides are classified as inorganic and organic. Inorganic are further divided into volatile and non-volatile. The volatile ones are lead, barium, copper, arsenate, sulfurs, synphos. The non-volatile ones are potassium and sodium cyanide. The organic pesticides are divided into four categories: organochloro, organophosphorus, carbamates and pyrethroids. Pesticides and their effects. So sulfurs and synfos are fumigants that liberates toxic fumes of phosphide gas when they comes in contact with water or atmospheric moisture or HCl in the stomach. Sulfurs is mainly composed of aluminium phosphide. The other ingredients are barium carbonate and ammonium carbamate. Ammonium carbamate is added uh, to prevent accidental liberation of phosphide gas. Also, urea is present in sulfurs. Sulfurs is used for the preservation of grains. The phosphine liberated from sulfurs is toxic to all organs except heart. Synphos is composed of zinc phosphide. It also liberates phosphide gas, phosphine, and it is a rodenticide or rat poison. The phosphoric acid derivatives or organophosphorus pesticides that have insecticidal properties are safe for mammals. Also, the replacement of one oxygen atom by sulfur in the derivatives or organophosphorus pesticides decrease the toxicity for mammals. Organochloro pesticide affect the sodium potassium pump of the body and it inhibit the action of GABA receptors. GABA is gamma aminobutyric acid. Carbamates and organophosphorus pesticides disturb cholinesterase enzyme activity by their accumulation and it results in the breakdown of acetylcholine. The main symptoms caused by OP compounds poisoning are sludge or dumbles. Sludge, that means salivation, lacrimation, urination, defecation, gastrointestinal tract distress, emesis. Or dumbles, diaphoresis, diarrhea, urination, meiosis, bradycardia, bronchospasm, bronchoria, emesis, lacrimation, and salivation. The types of organopesticides and their examples. The first is organochloro, which is further divided into monocyclic, dicyclic, or and polycyclic. So the monocyclic or dicyclic are dichloro-diphenyl trichloroethane, that is DDT, methoxychloro, benzene hexachloride, which is also known as gamaxine, and lindane is the gamma isomer of BHC. BHC is also known as hexachlorocyclohexane. The polycyclic ones are aldrin, dialdrin, endrin. Endrin is also known as plant penicillin, endosulfan or thiodan, heptachlor or and chlordane. Now another category is organophosphorus, which are acephate, monocrotophos, dichlorovinyl phosphate, DDVP. It is dichlorodivinyl phosphate and also known as dichlorovos, Nuvan. Another example is demicrone or phosphomidone and phosphrine or mevinphos. Organothiophosphorus, in which the oxygen atom is replaced by sulfur atom. So the examples are parathione, chlorpyrifos, quinolphos, demeton. Organodithiophosphorus, the examples are malathion, carbophos, mercaptothione, phorate, dimethoate, maldicin, phosphamide, adiphenphos. Carbamates, the examples of carbamates are carbaryl or 7, bagon, and carbofuran or furanten. Pyrethroids are elethrin. Elethrin is the first synthetic pyrethroid used in mosquito coils. Cypermethrin, also known as Lakshman Rekha, and it is also cypermethrin is also present in red hit. Trans 4-elythrin in used in black hit, transfluthrin, all out, imiprothin, red hit, phenblerate, bifenthrin, cyfluthrin, and dichlorovinyl. Pyrethroids are comparatively less poisonous to humans than insects and rodents. Now, the analysis of pesticides. First is organochloro pesticides. DDT is made by the reaction of chloral with chlorobenzene in the presence of sulfuric acid. For analysis of DDT, 5 ml chloroform and 0.1 gram anhydrous aluminum chloride is added to the sample, and the color will change to red violet. Fujiwara test is performed for polychlorinated compounds or halogenated hydrocarbons. Eldrin is manufactured by the reaction of hexachlorocyclopentadiene with bicycloheptadiene. For the TLC or thin layer chromatography of pesticides, the solvent system or developing reagent remains the same, uh, that is hexane and acetone in the ratio 9:1, whereas the spraying or visualization reagent differs based on the categories of the pesticide. So for organochloro, the visualization reagent are O-toluidine, zinc chloride and diphenylamine, and nickel amine reagent that is specific for endosulfan. Details about the spraying reagents for organochloro pesticides. First is O-toluidine. It is prepared by 0.5 gram of O-toluidine is taken in 100 ml of acetone. The developed plate is sprayed with O-toluidine reagent and then exposed to UV radiations for 10 minutes. Bluish-green spots of OC pesticides are observed. For zinc chloride and diphenylamine reagent, 0.5 gram of each is dissolved in 100 ml of acetone. The developed plate is sprayed with the reagent and then heated for 10 minutes at 110 degrees Celsius. Nickel amine reagent, which is specific for endosulfan, it is prepared by 5% aqueous nickel chloride solution and 30% ammonia. The developed TLC plate is first sprayed with 20% sodium hydroxide solution and then followed by the reagent. Grayish black spots for endosulfan are observed. About organophosphorus pesticides, pralidoxime is used in the treatment of organophosphorus poisoning, or it is an antidote for OP poisoning. Ammonium molybdate test is used for the analysis of OP compounds. Malathion is manufactured by the addition of dimethyl dithiophosphoриc acid to diethyl maleate or diethyl fumarate. For TLC of OP pesticides, the spraying reagents are potassium iodate starch reagent, cobalt acetate O-toluidine reagent, specific for phosphamidone and endosulfan. This is OP pesticide and this is the OC pesticide, organochloro. Tollens reagent, mercuric nitrate, potassium hexacyanoferrate, phenyl hydrazine hydrochloride solution, which is specific for DDVP, and diazotized sulfanilamide. Details about OP pesticide spraying reagents. The first is potassium iodate starch reagent, which is prepared by two solutions. Solution A contains 5 gram of potassium iodide in 100 ml of distilled water. Solution B contains 1 gram of starch in 100 ml boiled distilled water. The working solution is prepared by mixing 25 milliliters of solution A with 2 ml of solution B. The developed plate is first sprayed with 20% dilute hydrochloric acid and then sprayed with reagent solution. Violet spots appears that are of thio and dithio-OP pesticides. Next is the tolerance reagent, which is prepared by dissolving 10 grams of silver nitrate in 100 ml distilled water and few drops of nitric acid are added. After some time, ammonia solution is added dropwise, which results in the formation of a precipitate. This precipitate gets dissolved on adding excess of ammonia. Tolerance reagent is specifically used for phenolic compounds and it gives black spots. Third is mercuric nitrate potassium hexacyanoferrate. In this 0.5 gram of mercury nitrate is added in 100 ml distilled water and 1 gram of potassium hexacyanoferrate is added in 100 ml of distilled water. The developed plate is first sprayed with mercury nitrate solution and then by potassium hexacyanoferrate solution. Thio and the dithio-OP pesticides will be observed as bluish-green spots. The last one is para-nitrobenzylpyridine and TEPA. 2% of para-nitrobenzylpyridine in acetone and tetraethylene pentamine. First, the plate is sprayed with PNB solution and it is heated at 110 degrees Celsius. After heating, the plate is sprayed with TEPA solution. Organophosphorus and thio-OP pesticides will give blue spots. For carbamates, the spraying reagent is tolerance reagent, diazotized sulfonylic acid, alkaline fast blue B, and phenylhydrazine hydrochloride and ferric ammonium nitrate specifically for carbaride. Tolerance reagents we have already discussed about diazotized sulfonylic acid after alkaline hydrolysis. Solution A contains sodium hydroxide 10% and solution B will be diazotized sulfonylic acid, which is prepared by adding 0.45 grams of sulfonylic acid in 4.5 ml of concentrated HCl. This solution is then diluted to 50 ml with distilled water. To 10 ml of the diluted solution, 10 ml of 4.5% aqueous sodium nitrate solution is added. The resultant solution is maintained at 0 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes and then equal volume of 10% aqueous sodium carbonate solution is added. The developed TLC plate is first sprayed with 10% sodium hydroxide solution and then after 5 minutes it is sprayed with diazotized sulfonylic acid solution. Phenolic compounds will give orange or violet spots. The last one is alkaline fast blue B. So 0.1 gram of fast blue B salt is dissolved in 100 ml of 10% aqueous sodium hydroxide solution. The phenolic compounds will give red to violet color. Now the TLC for OP, OC and carbamate pesticides simultaneously. For this, the developing reagent is hexane, benzene, methanol and acetone in the ratio 50:30:19:1. The visualizing reagent can be 0.5% rhodamine solution in ethanol, which gives orange spots for pesticides, and 0.5% palladium chloride in 2 normal HCl, which gives yellow to brown spots. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more such videos. Like, share, subscribe my YouTube channel Vidhi Vigyan. Thank you.